So zoom in.
Okay.
I'll help you hold the board.
That'd be awesome. Actually, I could go hold it. Oh, sorry.
Can you hold this? Turn it around.
Yeah.
Does it turn? Oh.
There you go. What up?
All right. Thanks everyone for coming out here. It really means a lot. I'm not great at public speaking, so I'll try and say this quickly. Today's left is interested in one thing and one thing only, and that is control. They will claim they represent us, only to turn their backs and do absolutely nothing for us. They will claim that they care about minorities, only to enact the very same policies that hurt them most. They will claim that they are righteous paragons of freedom, only to attack, demean, and oppress those who dare to oppose their ideology. These are all means to achieve a docile and unthinking populace. They do not speak for us, they do not help us, and they do not care for our rights. Groups such as Antifa, who ironically use fascist tactics like doublespeak, are at the very core of this cultural suppression. Despite living in the most progressive society ever imaginable, where we enjoy more freedoms than anywhere else on earth, they have been so heavily indoctrinated into the ideology of victimization that they can no longer take responsibility for their own failures. They can't take responsibility for their own inability to function, and so they must project the blame on others. This is the very core of the communistic system that they advocate for. Is a level of infantile narcissism that, if allowed to take hold, will irreversibly change the heart and soul of this nation. I would rue the day that these certain unalienable rights of freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and freedom of ideology would no longer be so. As a brave patriot once said, give me liberty or give me death.
Yeah! Yes!
Yeah.
Woo! Very good. Good job.
Thank you.
Nice, very nice speech. Okay, Alyssa, let's do it.
Hey everyone. Okay, that is. Sorry, just had to test that really quick.
Volume all over.
That better?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's way better. Okay. Hey everyone. Thank you for coming out today. Like, honestly, each and every one of you, it actually means the world to, like, not only me, to not only to Drakken, not only to Haley, but to everybody involved, I think. Because honestly, like, without everybody coming down and showing their support, this event wouldn't be possible. So thank you. So first off, I just want to say, Ted Wheeler, what have you been doing for us? Like, honestly, for the LGBT community, like, I get that there was Pride Month in June, you know, you had your little festival, you had your little, like, yeah, there's the Pride Festival, we all know about that. He had his little celebration for Pride, you know. Yeah, he had a little celebration for that back in June. Anyways, what happened with that, though, was really funny, because he acted like he cares about the LGBT community. Like, honestly, he has pretended to champion the LGBT community numerous times. And we all know he's full of it, because honestly, we've been attacked by Antifa. Like, Portland police have suggested I was lying for my story. I was attacked back in January by Antifa, January 20th. Like, they surrounded me, they bear-maced me, they called me a class traitor, they kept calling me by my dead name, and they kicked me on the ground, you know? And that was wrong, honestly. And yeah, like, Portland police is I reported to them, and you know what they did? They pretended that it never happened. I have heard nothing about that since then. I saw one of the attackers' faces, and they let whoever that was go. And you know, part of the blame for that, whether we all admit it or not, lies with Ted Wheeler. You know, I'm trans, I'm queer, I'm indigenous, I'm a person of color. I'm half, yeah. So anyways, but yeah, back to that. It's wrong, you know? None of us should be attacked.
Any violence is wrong.
Exactly, yeah. Right-leaning people, like, okay, yeah, that's wrong to attack them. And what's even more wrong is for those of a minority group who you disagree with politically, to attack them and treat them as a traitor for thinking something different. That's wrong. And that's where we should be drawing the line, because the blame for that ultimately lies on the mayor of Portland, Ted Wheeler, because you are the leader of this city, and yet you're not gonna do anything to solve our problems. You left us alone for far too long. And if you can't fix the problems of this city, you want to blame someone else, then the time to step down is now. Because honestly, if you can't solve the problems of the city, move out of the way for someone who can.
Yes.
You know? That's what I got for now. Thank you.
Excellent. Very good. Very good. I'd clap, but my hands are full.
Jazz hands.
Yeah.
Is it on?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Hey everyone, my name is Haley Adams, and I spent quite a few years of my life standing up for our First and Second Amendment rights in Portland, as well as doing my part to support the rest of the country's push for liberation from the communist siege on our city. I founded Portland's liberation along with Alyssa, so that those who felt they were voiceless could finally have a voice. Those who have notably felt unheard, contrary to the way leftists portray Portland itself, are those of the LGBT community who lean to the right of the political divide. Though my interactions with Alyssa, Drakken, and all those of the LGBT community who proudly support what we as Portland Liberation do, I know that the LGBT community is not as united as some would lead you to believe. Not all LGBT people agree on all aspects of what it means to be LGBT. Not all LGBT people agree with extremes we always hear from that community. One thing I know, however, is that we have members of the LGBT community who are right-leaning, just like all of us, and as such, we need to support our allies, especially when the mayor has shown repeatedly that he will not turn his back on repeatedly that he will turn his back on LGBT people in a heartbeat if they're right-wing. This needs to change, and it starts with us. We need to let the mayor know that while he abandons those of the LGBT community, especially when it serves him politically, Portland's Liberation and myself will stand up for those who have been abandoned by their mayor. Those of the LGBT community will always be welcome to stand with Portland's Liberation, and we will proudly fight for your right to be heard and to be yourself in Portland. Where Mayor Ted Wheeler has repeatedly failed, we are Portland's Liberation, and we are going to fix this city. And today, I had a family emergency that I needed to be at. But I came here to support them, and I made sure I gave them my time. And I feel like everyone needs to be coming together and supporting your people. But when you have a family emergency come up, you should probably go to your family. But I really needed to come over here because Alyssa and Drakken, this is my family as well. And I believe this is a really good cause, and this is a really good event that they pulled together. I'm so proud of you guys.
Good job.
Thank you, Haley. This is my family too.
Yeah.
All right.
Ready?
I'm good.
If anyone has a story where they've witnessed a member of the LGBT community be attacked, aside from myself and Alyssa, or you are a member of the LGBT community and you've been attacked, please feel free to speak.
I guess. I don't know how to operate this thing. Do I just talk? Yes, I do. Okay, so hello everyone. My name is B. Call me whatever you like. But I'm bisexual personally. Doesn't change who I am. Apparently Antifa thinks I'm a fascist neo-Nazi. The irony being is the only brown on me is my skin. And, at the past few rallies I've been to, I've been hit with bear mace. I've had miscellaneous objects thrown at me. And it's funny because I'm the son of an immigrant who actually bothered to follow the rules to come into this great country to get a better life, and they burned the American flag? Like, what's with that? This is the land of opportunity and freedom where a poor man can own a car washing dealership. Like, what the hell? Yeah, it's great. I love America. I love capitalism. And people like Ted Wheeler use Latinos, any minority, and LGBT as tokens for their barter. They pretend to care about us when they do not give a crap in the least amount.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
away from each other.
That's the Ted Wheeler's wake-up call.
Yeah,
Don't put that close to
It's time to wake up.
Anybody else?
I can share my story. So I went to the August 4th rally where Patriot Prayer was gathering in downtown Portland. When I first showed up, I didn't go up to support either side, but rather get an idea of what either side, what they thought and what they supported. And I went to both sides. The only hate that I saw and received was from the side of Antifa. When I showed up, I was merely debating why I thought some of these things that they were claiming were factually incorrect and could not be supported in reality. Instead of listening to what I had to say, I was attacked by a person in all clad black spandex, full body suit, and they repeatedly punched me in the face for no other crime than thinking for myself and speaking for myself. Fortunately, this person, you know, a lot of these people in Antifa are not very bright, so this person was dumb enough to brag about the attack, the assault on Facebook, and so I was able to file a police report. But I went through a lot of trouble doing that. The police, unfortunately, had classified the assault as domestic abuse, despite the fact that I have never been in any relationship or had any sexual interaction with this person. I had to file a complaint against the police department in order for them to do absolutely anything. And when I was attacked, the police stood there and watched. And I know that this is a result of Ted Wheeler's policies, his stand-down policies. And if they were able to do something right then and there and maybe arrest that person, I wouldn't have had to go through so much trouble. But that just goes to show you how difficult it is to achieve justice when you are right-leaning, right of center to any degree.
Yep.
If you are left of center and you're attacked, oh God forbid, you know you're gonna get representation.
Yep.
That even the media will cover you. There was no news of my attack on the media, nothing. And yet, when I was there, I saw no violence coming from Patriot Prayer. And the media had the audacity to say that they were out there because they were supporting a neo-Nazi, fascist, violent ideology, when there was nothing of the sort. So, if that gives you any idea of what it's like to be right of center, there you go.
Yeah. Good job. Yeah.
Excellent.
Here,
Let
I
him-
got something to say.
Yeah.
All right, so most of you know who I am. My name is Reggie Axtell. Excuse me. So I've been attacked and bear sprayed and every damn thing else you could think of from these violent Antifa leftists here in Portland. Last year we were at a DSA meeting, and right when we were leaving the DSA meeting, we got attacked. There was like there was 4 of us. There was more of us, but others had gone ahead because they didn't know what was going on. There was 4 of us against like 20, 25. They broke one of my ribs on this side, punctured a lung, and cracked 3 on this side. Damn near killed me. Could have killed me very easily. This mayor has done nothing about these things, okay? Just like Drakken was saying, just like Haley was saying, just like Alyssa was saying. This mayor has done nothing, and he tells his police officers to stand down and just let these attacks go on throughout the city and do nothing about it, okay? And the other thing is that the police officers that are not doing their jobs because their leader says to not do their jobs, they're just as bad as he is, okay? Because they are not upholding the oath that they took to the Constitution of the United States to uphold the laws of this country. So they are just as bad as Ted Wheeler.
Yeah.
So to any police officer who's watching this right now, and I know a bunch of you are, FBI as well, I know you guys are, do your job. If this man tells you not to do your job, you still need to do your job. You need to uphold the oath that you took when you became a police officer. You need to uphold that oath. Just because he's telling you not to do your job, you still need to do your damn job. When you see somebody getting attacked in the street, like John, Adam Kelly, Annie No, when you see people like that getting attacked in the street and they come up to you and say, hey, I just got assaulted for the second time, and you smile, yes, you know who you are. I saw the video. Y'all were smiling at Andy when he told you that he got attacked. Y'all were smiling. Do your damn jobs. We're sick of it. Do your jobs. Uphold the oath that you took when you took that job. Uphold your oath. To hell with what he says. Do your damn jobs.
Amen.
Yeah.
Howdy, y'all.
Howdy.
It's good Saturday. State your name, sir.
My name is Michael Isaacs. I go by Vinicus. I'm not really much into the whole political realm. I have been watching ever since around 2015, 2016. I was there for some of the meme wars. And long live Kekistan.
Yeah.
But the one thing that really breaks my heart every day that I have to see all this political stuff is that we're all brothers and sisters. We're all Americans.
Yep.
Once you get that social security card, you get that fucking government ID, you got your citizenship, you're our brother, you're our sister. Doesn't matter what gender you are, it doesn't matter what ethnicity, where you came from. We're all brothers and sisters. So it breaks my heart when I see people like Antifa so willing and frothing at the mouth to attack one another. People that we should all be caring about. And instead of going out and helping out a homeless person, being there for some support for somebody who's down, they just want to hurt one another. Just
Try and make a statement.
Yeah, it's goddamn heartbreaking. Fucking our forefathers wouldn't want to see a whole bunch of these fucking cucks doing the stupid bullshit that they're doing.
Yeah.
Straight up. These motherfuckers, they could be better. They need to be better. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Every single day is a fucking goddamn obstacle we gotta get over, and they just want to blame it on everybody else instead of taking ownership and responsibilities for their own actions and their own decisions in life. You fucking signed the contract for your student loan, fucking pay it. Fucking you make that stupid shit, you gotta fucking do it. Me, if I go and I park all fucked up, I'm gonna give myself a goddamn parking ticket. You know what the fuck I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pay it, because that's what the fuck you do. And this jackwagon, when I saw him over there at the Portland University for the Zenith oil bullshit, he surrounded himself with people who didn't care about facts. One of the ladies said I was given an opportunity to go and see what their refinery or oil facility and how clean they do their oil. She says I didn't need to be there to know that oil is dirty. No shit, dirt is dirty. But there's a whole facility and all that shit. That is ignorant as fuck. Like the hell. Some motherfuckers need a V8 sometimes, I tell you what. But
This is Portland.
But without a doubt, Portland has been a weird place. I was homeless off and on since I was like 13 and 19, and I moved around from Vancouver to Portland, and I've seen a lot of shit. Been all weird. I've been gone for about like four or 5 years, and I come back and it's a whole bunch of crazy wackadoos saying a whole bunch of crazy wackadoo shit.
Crazy wackadoos.
And we just need to reunite and fix our problems. There's a problem, there's a solution, act on it. And this dude, all he wants to do is do dumb dude shit when he needs to be doing his fucking job. And fucking if he ain't gonna do it, fucking you're fired. Trump. MAGA.
Trump's your president, deal with it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And fucking seeing what the way that the Democrats are out there talking about gun confiscation and all this other shit,
Violating the Second Amendment.
it's scary. Because if they sign anything like that, they're knowingly signing unneeded death warrants. That will cause a civil war. And it's heartbreaking to think that we would ever be put in a situation where we have to attack each other again.
And it might start with the Second Amendment, but how many more will they go through? You know?
Unalienable rights. The Second Amendment wasn't for hunting. It wasn't for fucking looking cool with a goddamn musket.
It protects the rest of them.
Yeah, we're supposed to protect ourselves from a tyrannical government with that shit. That's our fallback. That's the last safeguard we have. The last one. So if Plan Z is not there, then fucking we're already fucked before it began. So yeah, man, if there's anything else I could say, it's just fucking love one another, and there ain't no reason to harm one another. We're still in a time, an era where we can sit down and have a debate. there ain't no need for violence. There ain't no reason for us to hurt each other. Fucking, we're all brothers and sisters here. And fucking, hopefully one day we could stop fighting each other globally, but, you know, fucking, I'm knee-high to a grasshopper when somebody's calling me an asshole. So, y'all are awesome for coming out here and doing what you're doing, saying what you say, and being what you're about.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
job. Good job.
You want it?
Yeah.
Yeah, might as
Yeah.
well.
Not sorry for all the cussing.
Never apologize.
No worries.
My name's Bob. I'm a cop watcher. And I wanted to bring up that I started with Portland Liberation during the ICE protests when cop watchers were getting attacked by Antifa. What's interesting is that cop watchers, I've always been a conservative. Mike knew that when we went out to Burns. I never really exposed that to Antifa. Some of the Antifa members know that I'm a conservative. But last night I was talking to a police sergeant on the phone, and I asked her, you know, because she's got 25 years, I go, why don't you retire from the state police and join Portland? And she said, absolutely not. The Portland police is the laughing stock of the police in the United States. I'm hearing that time and time again. Portland police will not do their jobs. They will not help people. And there's been several times when I've heard of assaults on the radio where dispatcher says, well, it's an hour ago, and the sergeant will say, well, we'll just do it information. One guy was attacked during this last ICE protest by 10 people on Moody, and the sergeant said, well, if he wants to file a report, he can go to Central Precinct, file a report. You know, this is unacceptable. This should never be acceptable amongst the people of Portland. And people of Portland go, well, hey, if it doesn't affect me, then why should I care? Well, what happens when it does affect you? What happens when it affects your kids? What happens when it affects your brothers, your sisters? I see a lot, the police will sit there and they'll spend half hour, 45 minutes after they get done chasing someone just sitting there talking, not doing calls. And the Portland police say, well, we need more people. And I sit there and say, well, you need to put more time in going out and dealing with these calls and less time talking. You shouldn't have to sit there and discuss how you're going to write a report so you write it correctly. You should write by what you know, what you did, not by what other people think. Portland Liberation is a good organization. I love all of them, and I wanted to bring that up.
Thank you.
We love you too.
I just want to follow that up by saying to the cops that do their job and actually protect the people that they're supposed to protect, we love you, we support you, and God bless you.
God blue six.
We just want you to do your job. No,
Yeah,
that's all. That's all.
Just do your job.
Like,
That's it.
I'm a big supporter of our law enforcement, but I've traveled all around the country to tell you, this is honest, like what Bob was saying. This is the most, and I'm sorry if this offends anyone out there, but it's so bad out here. Like, they're not doing their jobs.
They're not.
And because
It's
they're
real.
being
They're
held,
not.
it's because of this man telling them that they can't do their job. They're being forced to not do their job. So that's why we're out here, and that's why we keep speaking up. And I hope all of you, like, pro cops that are out there and everyone that's listening to this, you have to be out here in Portland to understand what it's like. If you live in a red state and you have not ever been to Portland, you will never understand how it is out here. It's a different culture compared to other places. And people that have traveled out here, like, and they'll say the same thing. Like, the police out here don't do their damn job.
They don't.
And it's insane. They'll literally watch people get beaten in front of them and just have their hands up.
Unless they make money off of it, they're not going to act. That's my opinion on the matter. At least in
We
the
need to
Portland metro area.
separate the mayor and the police.
Yeah.
We need to put a separation between them two.
We need to remember that Mayor Ted Wheeler is the police commissioner, okay? And as such, this isn't like most cities in the country where we can say we support our local law enforcement without counting the mayor into the equation. We need to count the mayor into the equation in this case because he is the police commissioner. This is the leader of the Portland Police Bureau. He pretends that he has no power over this, and yet he's not doing anything. Like, flat out. Like, I was gonna go on and on about it, but seriously, he's not doing anything about any of the problems in the city. If you're attacked, chances are it's not gonna get solved in Portland. That's honestly not just like us saying this. This is like this is almost the public consensus at this point.
No,
And
you
he
can get
gaslights.
stalked and harassed.
Yeah.
You can get stalked, you can get harassed, and they can follow you, and the police will say, that's their First Amendment right. We just went through this.
And for
So you
Mayor
guys
Ted
go.
Wheeler to say that it was the police bureau's decision to stand down, fuck you, dude. That's his decision. That he made that
Ultimately,
call.
that decision lies with the mayor more than anybody else because of his role as the police commissioner. And if he is not fit to, or if he's not fit to fulfill his role in that job, then he should give it to someone else.
Stand down.
Okay, either resign as mayor or separate police commissioner and the mayor position. Because honestly, this is getting ridiculous. If you don't want people questioning it, maybe you should just get it over with already. You know? That's honestly what it comes down to more than anything.
Yeah. Go, Alyssa. Yeah. Okay, guys. Well.
Cool.
I have to leave because I have to go do my family stuff now. But I wanted everyone to know that I want to thank them because they don't sit there and slander my name, call me transphobic, call me homophobic, because they know who I am, personally know who I am. I'm a very loving person. I like all. Unless you mistreat me, I'm obviously just not going to like you. But other than that, I like everyone. And if I just want a simple conversation, simple dialogue with you, anyone that is listening right now, that's all I want, is a dialogue, good debate. But when it goes to violence, when it comes to violence, that is just wrong. That is wrong for our city, and that is wrong for the youth to watch. For the children. Children are watching this right now. They're watching you guys act like children. Actually worse than children, because children don't act like that. You act like terrorists. Okay, I gotta go. Bye, guys.
Peace.
Oh, Ted Wheeler. Cruz wrote a letter to the FBI asking them to investigate.
Yeah, no, I saw during his interaction when he was interviewing Christopher Ray the other day, he specifically brought up Rose City Antifa and asked if the FBI wasn't looking into it.
Yeah, we need AG Barr to do that.
Yeah.
He needs to do that.
Hello everyone, it's me again. I gotta say, to any Antifa hate watching this and see me as the token Mexican, I gotta say, fuck you, you racist piece of shit. Why do you only see me as a token? I am a God-fearing American patriot.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
And that's the ironic thing about these Antifa people, you know? They say that they're for equality, and yet they go around calling people the N-word simply for not, submissing to their ideology. They say that they support, the rainbow community, LGBT, and yet they go around calling people gender traitors. And what is that all about?
And race traitors.
And race traitors, right? And worse, if I were to recount some, oh my God, the vile things that have been said to me, simply because I'm transgender, is beyond reason. And it's all because these people, they can't accept the notion that someone who they claim to support would think differently than they do. And so they feel betrayed. And this is what I mean. It's a level of infantile narcissism. It's embedded within their personality. So they say they're fighting oppression, but really they are the very oppression that they are fighting. They're just too, they place the blame on other people so much that they cannot see it. They can't take a look in the mirror. Right, it's victimization. They believe that they are victims and that's all they will ever be. And because of that, they need to look for government, they need to look for other people. They blame everyone else for problems that they, should know that they have to deal with and they may have caused. It's not our fault that a lot of these people are going through shit in their life. That's
true.
It solely rests on them, and it's not anyone else's problem. Just because they may not have taken the time to educate themselves, to, you know, get the skills to have a high-paying job, or you name it, doesn't mean that they need to raise our taxes, make us responsible for them. We're not their parents. So.
Yeah. So that's actually, I have a unique perspective on that. You know, before December of 2018, I was actually anti-fascist in Portland. It was a slow process of going through. I slowly more and more became a communist, and before I became kind of a radical. And I wanted to go down and make a change in what I thought was going on in my local community. Because I thought that Portland was under attack by fascists or Nazis. What I was told, and this wasn't just by one or two people, this was by a ton, like people I had known for years that continued to say that Portland was under attack by fascists and Nazis. So I went down there and I participated in some anti-fascist action at the time. At least that's what I thought it was. And you know, at the time it seemed like it was the right thing to do. But then December 2018 came, and I actually sat down and talked to Haley. I sat down and talked to everybody here, and you know what? That's when my mind changed. Because I realized that these aren't hateful people. These aren't fascists or Nazis. These are regular, everyday Americans, you know? And it was a slow process, too, because I didn't want to believe that, either. It's horrible to think what I used to think about people that I'm standing with now, you know?
She threw a rock at me.
Yeah.
She literally
Him
did.
too, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. But anyways, though, yeah, you know? And that's kind of where my story all began with this. And I started asking the other anti-fascists I was working with at the time. I was like, hey, you know, I don't think these are Nazis or fascists. And I got told, no, they're just tricking you again, or they're just tricking you. Until I actually got to know Haley. And I actually got to know everybody here. And I got to actually realize nothing that they had been telling me was true. You know, and that was a horrifying thing to realize, because I looked back on what I had done and I was like, wow. I couldn't believe that I had participated in that, you know, looking back on it, that's wrong, you know? At the time, what started was I was going through some personal issues in my life, actually, just like that, and that's kind of how it, that's really when they get you, honestly. Yeah. I mean, going back to that, yeah. Since then, Haley has helped me get my life back in order, so thank you for that.
You're helping me. You're my
Yeah, that
best friend.
too. You're my best friend too, Haley. But yeah.
We live together.
Yeah.
But
we
I'm
live together.
transphobic, so.
Oh yeah, apparently you're transphobic.
Yeah.
Believe me, when that myth came blowing up, I was like, whoa.
I'm still like.
I still don't know where they're getting it from, honestly. This is stuff that everyone's repeating.
Well, now, I could speak on that.
That's the media.
Yeah.
Get it from the media.
Honestly, the media's pushing it. People I had known for years were pushing it, like friends. Even family I had known at the time was still pushing it.
They were saying I was killing children.
Yeah, like that's insane. Like looking back on it, I'm like, wow.
Planned Parenthood.
Yeah,
is.
Planned
Yeah,
Parenthood.
wow, yeah, while we're out here
Stealing
trying
their
to save.
business, Haley. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, like
Same
honestly,
ideas.
the way that Antifa wants to frame all this is this. They want to say that we are going out and attacking people and getting the blessing of the police to do this. Well, they just stand by and let us do this. That's not true. I used to think that was true. That's what a lot of other Antifa thought. You know, that wasn't true at all. And the shocking thing here is that it's more this side that's getting screwed over by the police, in my opinion. It's more this side that's getting screwed over by the mayor, Ted Wheeler, in my opinion. You know? Because this is ridiculous. How many times have the police stood down and like, okay, at him too, for instance, I'm gonna throw this out there right now. At him too, what happened was on the Antifa side, no one got checked for weapons. No one got checked for anything. Their bags, nothing. Versus on the right-wing side of that event, during the him too event. Yeah. And you know what happened? They actually got checked for everything. They had to have a permit. You know, that's pretty messed up, honestly, if you actually think about it. And they're just turning a blind eye to this. The mayor's just turning a blind eye to this. The police are just turning a blind eye to this. Even the locals are turning a blind eye to this issue. They act like it's non-existent. But the time to open your eyes and actually realize what you're enabling is now. We need to stop this, and it begins by realizing that they're lying to us. Okay? Okay. Yeah, you know, they're full of it, you know? I don't know. There's not much more I can say on it other than that, like,
I can add on.
yeah.
I just want to say that it should be very clear to everyone in America that groups like this are using Saul Alinsky's rules for radicals, and one of the primary implementations of that is to blame other people, blame your quote-unquote enemy for what you yourself do. This is a process of ideological subversion, and if anyone wants to look into it, I highly recommend that they research a name, Yuri Bezmenov. He's an ex-KGB agent. It was his entire job to do this to nations. It's a legal warfare called ideological subversion.
Yep.
This is Portland. We are Portland. We will not be silenced. We will keep coming back, and we will not stop. And we might be annoyance to some because we're not stopping, but we are the change, and we are the change today, and it's not going to stop today. Okay, we gotta go. This is Portland's Liberation. Please follow
Drakken Sear, Drakken. Alyssa Bang on Facebook.
B. Emiliano Campos.
Yes, follow that guy.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, guys.
I post good memes.
Yeah, what he said.
It's all about the memes.
All right, good job, guys. Good
That was
job.
really
Fucking good job. That was really good.
Oh, my arms
That was really good. You guys did. You guys did awesome. Hell
It was
yeah.
awesome, wasn't it?
That was actually pretty good.
You guys did awesome. That was cool. That was good.
Sorry, I showed up late.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Arms.
Graveyard
like
shifts ain't happening anything at like 5
Oh wait,
o'clock,
hey.
so it's-
Yeah, right.
Guys,
After
there's
the
something
whole
going on
day.
tonight. If you guys want to go,
Say what?
it's in Camas, Washington. We can all carpool together or something.
Oh yeah, I'd have to
Tonight.
carpool. There's no way I'd
Yeah.
be able to make it there.
Yeah, I have to
It's
carpool.
tonight. It starts at 6 p.m. It's another thing for Joey, but it's gonna be not like because it's gonna be cold and stuff, but it's gonna be a bunch of people coming together for this one, so it won't be
Trail.
like last time.
What's
Cool.
the event?
I got a little bit.
It's another like Second Amendment. Well, it's a flag wave. Flag
Okay.
wave.
Okay.